Back with another video. Back with another video. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Coming at you real quick with another video. This is our first Brothers with Loc conference. I'm very thankful for you guys to be here tonight. Or ladies, or whoever you are. I just want to give you some more information on Locs. So I had a special request from Erica and from a whole bunch of people. I don't want to mess up nobody's name. So I want to get the night started with introductions. We're going to introduce the men that are on the panel, and we're going to start off with Tafari.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tafari Stevenson-Howard, photographer, and I have brother Locs. I've had my brother Locs for about 14 years. I started off actually with traditional palm roll locks. That was maybe about 15 years ago, and I thought that would be a great way for me to start my locks, but for me, it actually wasn't. Based on my lifestyle, I was pretty active, and my hair was like, I sweat profusely, so I was always needing to wash my hair, which meant I was always getting it retwisted, and that just was a problem at that time. Then I bumped into this lady who had like these really nice locks, and I asked her about her locks, and she said, these are Sisterlocks. I had no idea what Sisterlocks were at the time, so I went home and I researched it, and I found a salon in Detroit, and I went in for a consultation to get brother Locs, and the rest is kind of history. So again, I've had them for about 14 years. I think I get my locks tightened maybe about every 6 to 8 weeks. It really depends on what's going on with my schedule and what's going on in my life at the time, but I try to stick with being close to 6 weeks. Right now, I'm a little past 8 weeks, and it's starting to look a little gnarly, which is okay. I actually like how it looks, but I maintain it in terms of getting it retouched that way. I wash my hair maybe a couple of times a month, if that. I'm not a very frequent washer. I do a lot of rinses, if anything. I don't, or not wash, but shampoo. So I don't shampoo often, but when I do shampoo, I use Paul Mitchell shampoo, which the Paul Mitchell original shampoo, which is absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite shampoos. And every now and then I'll do an apple cider vinegar rinse, and keeps it nice and shiny. And for a conditioner, I honestly use Mixed Chicks leave-in conditioner. I absolutely love that conditioner. It's a little pricey, but it does the trick. And I also use on my hair, I actually make my own hair-to-body oil. So it's a combination of grapeseed oil, extra virgin olive oil, sweet almond oil, coconut oil, and I use essential oils for fragrance, and I literally apply it head to toe to keep my hair with a nice sheen.
Okay. And we can go right with Erin. Remember to mute your mics when you're done.
Hey, how's everyone doing? So my name is Erin Collins. I could be reached on my channel here on YouTube, The Real Erin Collins. I can also be reached at Facebook at Erin Collins / The High Priest. I think, forget my own handle. I'm on Twitter at Erin the Saved One. There's also Instagram at Erin Collins 27. I'm an independent filmmaker / YouTuber. As you can see, I'm on now. I've been doing this. I've been interested in filmmaking and stuff for pretty much most of my life. I became interested in locks actually in '96 when I was still living in Chicago, after seeing so many people with them. And I realized that in that moment that our hair in its natural state is good looking. It does look good. Our hair can grow long, and we have some really good hair. I had them the first time I got them done. I had them for maybe about 7 years. Then I had them cut. Like if you look at my avatar on my channel, that was from the first time I had them. They were longer. Well, this is my second time with them. Since I've had them again, this time, this has been about, what, 3 years? And I've got quick growing hair. And I've had all kinds of other hairstyles. I've had the regular basic haircuts. I've had bald heads. I've had fades. And the one thing I realized is all these styles are nice, but they grow too fast. My hair grows really quick. So I figured the Lord really blessed me to have some hair. So I decided to just grow my locks again, and I'm actually quite satisfied with them. I've been loving it. I go to a shop here, a young lady here in LA area. I get them done. I'm gonna go back to them again. I try to get them done maybe. Well, I guess it depends. Like Safari just said, it depends on the schedule. But I do try to maintain a regular schedule when I get them done. So once again, I am overdue. How I take care of them, I pretty much wash them every week. I shampoo them with Suave, and also try to put in the olive oil. It's that the green grease that's for our hair. I like that stuff. I try to put that in, and then at night I put a silk cap over my head at night, so to keep them in place. But yeah, I love them, and it's a great journey. It was pretty. It could be a pretty tight, pretty interesting journey, but other than that, yeah, I'm loving it.
Okay, thank you, Erin. All right, we got Stanley.
Hello. Okay, so I'm Stanley. My Instagram, Stan Barley. My YouTube channel used to be Stan Barley, but I just put Stanley B. I think that's all I use. So I got my locks a year ago today, actually. And so I was actually gonna get traditional locks, but at the time I used to dance all the time. So I knew that if I got traditional and I had to palm roll, I would sweat it out. So I just did a 2-strand twist and I would still sweat that out. So I was like, okay, I need to do something with my hair if I still want the length that I want. So I remembered I saw Sisterlocks. I was like, okay, let me get those Sisterlocks. So I got them. And at first, I wanted the Sisterlocks to be the traditional small Sisterlocks. But then reality hit me that I needed to be manageable. So I wanted a little bit bigger. So it's still Sisterlocks, but they're a little bit bigger than the Sisterlocks. I have like 300 of them, 307, I believe it was. I don't even know what to say right now. What else should I say? Yeah, the products that I use, I don't really use any products. The only products I probably do use is rose water, but I barely use that. Now, when I first got them, I would spray my hair every day with water, but you learn that you don't even need that. And then when I sleep at night, I use a silk pillow because I can't sleep with stuff on my head no more. First of all, it falls off, and then it gets too hot. So yeah, there's that. What else? Oh, and then the size that I wanted, my locks, I wanted to be able to put like lock jewelry in it because they do have Sisterlock lock jewelry, but mine, like I said, they're in between, so I can't really put many accessories, as you would say, in your hair. But so far, this journey is pretty cute. It's the beginning stages is a little much, but then after that, you get so used to your hair. Like the first month, your hair is long, and then every time you wash your hair, it shrinks and shrinks and shrinks, and then it goes back down and shrinks and goes back down. So right now, my hair is finally dropping at the year mark. So they said the second year, that's when your hair starts growing faster. So I guess we'll find out.
Thank you, Stanley.
All right.
Eugene.
All right. Hey, guys. Happy to be here. Thank you so much for coordinating this together. Everyone here on this panel has amazing hair, and it's really great to see people sharing their hair experiences. My name is Eugene Green. I could be found on Instagram with Crooklyn_county is my IG. I am based in New York City. And I'm fairly new to sister locks and brother locks, but I'm not new to locks in general. I'm about a year into my journey. This is probably, I think tomorrow would be my 11th month with brother locks. And so March would be my full year. So this is it's been a journey. It's been an experience. What can I say? I've had traditional locks in the past. I've had even lock extensions. And what prompted me to get Sisterlocks and Brotherlocks was like, I just was like, you know what? I really love the look. I love the versatility and the manageability of the Sisterlocks and Brotherlocks. When I had traditional locks, they were great. I loved them. And then it just got really heavy, especially adding on like hair to it was just like too much. So one hot ass day, I shaved that shit off and I was like, forget about it. I'm gonna just deal with this curly hair, deal with my loose natural hair, and be like set, ready to go. Great. So then a couple months later, I'm like, nah, I really need locks again. I really love it. I love the culture. I love the community of just locks in general and natural hair. So I did some research and I spent months and months of watching videos. I pretty much watched all of you guys already, videos already. So, Stanley, I've seen your video already when you first got yours. Like, stop. Husky Bae, I saw you on Instagram. Like, chill. Like, all of you guys have really already like got me like hyped to get this hairstyle. Like, it's no joke. So fast forward, last March, I found a beautiful loctician. Her name is Natasha out in Bed-Stuy. She was able to lock my hair, and I had such short hair. Like my hair was like an inch and a half. It was like I was like bald headed, like plucked bird bald. Like I don't even know how she was even able to get this stuff locked up. And like now it's still like it's growing, and I'm starting to see where it's growing and how it's starting to just fall into its own. You know, it feels like it's been the same length for like eight months, but I'm starting to slowly see like where it's coming and where we're going with it. And yeah, I don't really use too many products. I have a really bad case of like dry scalp and dandruff. So that Sisterlock shampoo is hot garbage. I really can't with it. It really, really dries me out. I cannot use this stuff over here. Not into it. I can't use it. So what I use is Nezerol. It's medicated shampoo, and it's good for people who have like dry scalp and dandruff issues. So I use that, and I go for retightenings every maybe 4 or 5 weeks, and then I wash my hair maybe every 2 weeks, if that. And I really don't feel comfortable really washing my hair quite yet. The whole braiding and banding thing, I'm not really too into. So I really rely on my loctician to really kind of get in there and get my hair, get my scalp clean. So it's a journey and a process, and you know, I'm just happy to be on board and be able to talk with like-minded people. So again, thanks for having me here.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I do want you to drop down some questions if you are in the live, so we can make sure that we keep the live going. This was the part of the live where we're going to answer some questions. Metaphor asks, what do you do for dry scalp? If any one of you had dry scalp at any time of your journey, what have you done? If you want to answer in the same order, we can go back in the same order. And if you didn't have dry scalp, then you could just say I didn't have dry scalp.
I've had a dry scalp before, and basically what I would do a scalp cleanse using Sea Breeze to get my scalp cleared out. It's basically an astringent, and essentially what I would do is apply extra virgin olive oil to my scalp, or grapeseed oil, one of the two, and just massage it in, and that usually helps. But I also drink water. So drinking water with everything is always key when it comes to your skin, your hair, and your nails. So there's that.
For me, apple cider vinegar. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So for me, I use apple cider vinegar. That's my holy grail. Every time I wash my hair, I use apple cider vinegar, and I have no dandruff. And if I do have dandruff, apple cider vinegar. Now I have used, what is it called? Head and Shoulders. That works really good too, but the slippage is real. So I wouldn't advise to use that.
Okay.
So for myself, I really necessarily haven't had the issue with dry scalp. Thankful for that, because once again, I do wash mine with Suave once a week, and I find out that It's actually it does wonders for my hair. I do need to. I have been drinking water. I've been down slipping up with sodas lately, but I do drink water though, and that is important. I appreciate Safari mentioning that because water is a very important thing to drink. And but I'm gonna definitely keep getting them retightened because I noticed like in some areas of my hair is it's shorter than the other, and I'm still trying to investigate and look into that. But definitely for me, I really haven't necessarily had any issues with the dry scalp, so I think I'm pretty much good there in that area.
Okay.
I mean, I think a lot of people kind of hit it on the head with apple cider vinegar. When I went to get my last retie, maybe last Friday, my scalp was like really bad, and my loctician was like, "All right, so next time, before you come back in March, maybe in a week from now, you should wash your hair, use the shampoo, and then do the apple cider vinegar rinse as well." And what's great about that is that it's an astringent, so it'll definitely clean your scalp. And she also mentioned you should probably use shampoo with it because you want to bring down the acidity of it, which is important too to keep your levels of base and acidity with your scalp. So I'm going to try that. I'm definitely looking forward to trying the apple cider vinegar rinse because when I had loose natural hair, I was able to manage and tackle dandruff and dry scalp. But because with the hairstyle I have now, with the brother locks, it's just a lot harder for me to really get into my hair. And because I can't scratch and claw, because I don't want to deal with slippage, I don't want to mess it up, I just haven't been able to really take care of the scalp the way I want to. And because my hair is still in the phase of locking, it's really susceptible to slippage and just getting unraveled and detangled. So I'm going to try the apple cider vinegar, and if you really do have strong issues with dandruff like I do, again, I recommend this Nezerol shampoo. It is a medicated shampoo that you can probably get at like CVS, Walgreens, Sally's, Beauty Supply. It was about like $13. It's a little bit more expensive than like your average shampoo, but it is an anti-dandruff shampoo, and it's not prescription strength too, and it has like stuff in here, agents in here to help you fight anti-dandruff and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely something to work at, but you don't have to live with dry scalp and have locks too. There's definitely ways to combat it.
Wow, thank you. So we do have a few questions. One of the questions is your loctician a male or female? Another question is, what do you do when you take the process of doing an ACV rinse? I didn't want to say it wrong because I have been known to say it wrong. But whole video I made and I said AVC rinse, but we're not going to go there. But anyway, also if you have lint, what do you do to take care of your lint? And also, how long did it take for you to get your locks established? If you know how many you have, then can you tell me how many you have? Stanley, I know you said your count, but I don't think everybody else did. ACV rinse, you have done it before. Is your loctician a male or female? How do you combat lint? And how long did it take for your locks to get established?
Okay. So my loctician is a female. So the young lady I go to out here in LA, out in Inglewood, California, and she's been my loctician ever since I got them redone. She does a good job. As far you asked, do we have a question about lint? Do we have lint? Sister Locker?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So like I was mentioning before, I don't really have that problem because I tie my hair down. I have a satin wave cap. The satin cap is actually pretty good. It's a very good way to tie your hair down. Of course, I've had different colors, but this is what it will look like here. You can go to any store, any like Walgreens or Rite Aid, CVS, anything like that, you can buy one. They don't cost that much. And I usually just put it on, and it keeps it in place and it keeps everything else out of it. And for the most part, when I take it off, it's really nice, neat, and laid down.
Okay.
And I think you asked how long have I had them?
How long did it take for you to get them installed? And then how long have you had them?
Well, for one thing, like I was saying before, I'm blessed to have that really, I have actual really black people's hair. So my hair grew really fast. And as far as the locking process, it wasn't hard at all. My hair was instantly able to be locked. And like I said, since I'm getting them redone and growing them back, this is about 3 years worth right here since I'm having them back again. So.
Okay. What about you, Tafari?
So unlike some of the guys on the panel, I'm very freeform. I'm very wild when it comes to my hair. I definitely take care of my hair, but my hair is kind of like its own living entity. I don't wrap it up at night. If anything, I may just tie it back simply, real quick, just like that, and I go to sleep. And as long as it's not in my face, I really don't care. So there's that. In terms of the apple cider vinegar rinse, I shampoo my hair thoroughly. And then I just I have like a small spray bottle. So I fill it up a little more than 2/3 of the way with water. And then I just fill the rest up with that Bragg's apple cider vinegar and shake it really good. And I just spray it and saturate my hair from the scalp all the way to the ends. And then I wash my body, my nice body. And then I rinse everything off. And then I apply my head to toe oil, and I put in a little leave-in conditioner, and that's pretty much it. I find the only time that I really have to deal with lint is actually in the wintertime. When I'm wearing scarves or if I'm wearing a hat, I'll deal with lint. And for some reason, it really tends to be like in the ends of my hair. So I usually just pull it. I can really pull it out. And so that's typically what I do. Every now and then I may get like some lint kind of like intertwined in a lock. If that happens, I just let it roll. It's not a big deal. Eventually it just kind of disappears. But again, I'm really kind of freeform. But you can see, well, maybe, I don't know if you can see, but my locks are pretty well maintained. So I don't really have to deal with a linty look that often.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Stanley.
So the first question again was, I forgot.
Right? It's been a while. Okay, I forgot to. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm not playing. I did. No, I know one was if you do an ACV rinse, how do you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Is your loctician a male or a female?
Okay,
how do you combat lint? And how long was your establishment or installation?
Okay, so my loctician's a female, and she took 16 hours, I believe. And then my washing process, after, months and months of figuring it out, what I do is I wash my hair about 4 or 5 times. Depends if I still have hot water. But the first 3 times I wash it with the soap, and then I'll put apple cider vinegar. And I'm not fancy with it. I high key just get the bottle and just put it on my head like that. I'm not gonna. That's what I do. And then I shampoo my hair again, because if you don't shampoo your hair after you put that in, you will smell like apple cider vinegar for a while. And then so that's what I do. And then after that, I just let it air dry. The other question was lint. Lint, yes. I've noticed that if I'm on certain couches and I sit there and I leave, I'm leaving with lint. I'm like, is this part of the couch that I was just sitting on? That's the type of lint you'll see. And Velcro. Velcro's real too. Sometimes you don't even know Velcro's there, but the next thing you know, you're walking by. That's what happens. It happens 4 times to me. And then, I don't know. When I do get lint, the lint, it doesn't settle in. It's just like, I'm trying to take a photo of myself and I'll see a little white thing up there and I'm like, oh, okay, that's how my lint works. And there was one more question. What was it? It was guy or girl?
Yeah, and how long was your establishment or installation?
Yeah, it was 16 hours. Painful hours. I'm tender-headed.
Okay, I don't know if everybody asked, and we can start off with you, Stanley, and go back. How long does it take for you to get your hair retightened or retwisted, and how often do you get that done?
So I go every 6 weeks. I go 6 weeks to 9 weeks, depending how busy I am. And then if I do it myself, the first time it was 11 hours, and then after that it was 8 hours. But it's not that hard. I mean, it's not. Actually, after a while, you don't really care. When it grows out, you hope for the best. Put a bandana on.
Okay, thank you, Stanley. We could go back words with Eugene.
Yeah, so there was another question that I think out of all those questions is another question. It was, how many locks do you have?
Yeah.
And I remember that question because my loctician told me out the gate she wasn't counting. And I was like, well, I'm not counting either. But we both could agree that it was somewhere around the 500 mark, and we just said, bet, we'll leave it at that. So I probably got around like 500 locks. Cool. So eventually I will. I just feel like it's too short right now. And like, you see, now if my hair was as long as the other guys are, like, it'd be a lot easier, but it's really short, and I don't think I have time to do all that. So I'm just not going to count right now. My installation process, though, was about 12 hours. My hair was like about an inch, maybe like an inch and a half. So it was from like 8 a.m. to about like 10 p.m., so a little over 12 hours. My loctician is a female. I've gone to a couple different locticians because it's really hard to stick with one because of scheduling and just because people have lives, people working and stuff like that. So the person who did my hair initially is not my current person that I go to maintain my hair. And that leads into the next question that I pretty much go every 4 weeks, 4 to 5 weeks. And that seems to work for me for now. What is another question? Lint. I don't really deal with lint too much. I deal with dandruff. It was just, so if I had both, then I probably would just shave it all off and be like, fuck it. But I just have dandruff right now. And the lint, okay, so like, it's the winter time now, so like, I think that we wear like certain hats, like wool hats, cotton hats, and shit like that. I might get like a little thing or two, but I can like usually just take it out and it's gone. I think a really good thing to take note of is not necessarily lint, but buildup, which I haven't had, but I know just watching a lot of videos, a lot of people have dealt with buildup in their hair and how to deal with that and how to like mask that or deal with that. I haven't dealt with that quite yet. But again, the flaking really is my biggest concern right now. Was there another question? I don't know. Next.
Okay, so we can go back around again. Tiffany just asked a question. She wants to know if you are still with the same consultant or loctician that you had that established or started your locks.
Yeah. Sorry.
Is someone else going?
Go ahead, Tafari.
Cool. Like I said before, I've had my locks for about 14 years. I started my locks off at Everett's Cornrows. For anybody in Detroit, shout out to Everett's Cornrows, one of the best braiding and natural hair salon centers in Detroit. But I started off with Pam. And when I got my locks started, I had about 2.5 inches of hair. I had a really nice tapered afro and I transitioned into the brother locks. But Pam, I love her with all my heart. All of my heart. But my girl is so slow. I think when I got my locks done, It was about 16 hours. I remember driving home because it was about an hour away from my house. I felt like I was probably going to die from exhaustion in a car crash on the way home. And I remember waking up the next day and my ass was still sore. So with that said, I've had 3 locticians since Pam, and they've all been women, and they've all had healing hands, nurturing women. And, you know, every brother needs to be touched by a healing person, healing woman every now and then. And that's what I prefer. But with that said, when I go for my touch-ups now to get my retightening every 6 to 8 weeks, if it's closer to 6 weeks, my new loctician, Stella, who's at Nefertiti's, Textures by Nefertiti's in Detroit, if I go every 6 weeks, I'm usually in and out with the shampoo and my locks tightened in about 2.5 hours. If I'm closer to 8 weeks, it may be 3.5. So right now I'm in bad shape because my loctician is in Africa, and I'm about 8 weeks in, and now I'm going to my emergency loctician, another woman named Pam, and I'll be seeing her on Friday so that I look good when I get to Brazil next week.
Okay, wow, Brazil. Hold on, wait. You said that like that wasn't nothing. Now, hold on. I don't know if you mind sharing now.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not going anywhere. So, where are you going to Brazil?
I'm leaving for Salvador next Tuesday. I'll be in Salvador for 6 days at a Kemetic yoga retreat in the rainforest, which I'm very excited about. I'm a huge fan of yoga and a practitioner. This will be my first entree into Kemetic yoga. I'm typically a Vinyasa and Bikram fan. So this is going to be a new experience in that right. And I'll be there for the 6 days in the rainforest, enjoying a raw vegan diet. So maybe the heat, the rainforest, and this diet will grow my hair even more. I don't know. That remains to be seen. And then after the retreat, I'll be enjoying the carnival down in Salvador for about 3 days.
Okay, I'm gonna come back and finish asking you about the raw vegan, because that was like one of my questions about health wise. Have your health choices changed and lifestyle changed? So that is really interesting to me. I'm gonna come back with that, and I'm gonna let Aaron go ahead and answer those questions.
Yeah, so man, I just realized something. I forgot a major part of my lock journey is that the first time I actually had them, I did them myself, but they were shorter. I don't know how I missed that one. But I've had different locticians myself, and I've also spent some time living in Texas too. I don't know if I told you that I lived in Dallas too for a little bit, and what I used to attend these things called hair days, and it was sponsored by a group called the Nappy Hair Affair. There was a group of ladies, black women, who did the hair, and they had these monthly events called hair days where they would just do your hair. It was free, but everyone would take turns doing each other's hair, and those were fun. Those were really fun, and a lot of very cultural, very very spiritual kind of thing. But it was just a beautiful thing. Since I've been here in LA, I've had one loctician, the sister. Her name is Tiffany Bailey. Not Tiffany, but Terry Bailey, and she has her shop's called the Loch Ness, the Loch Ness, which is pretty interesting play on words. But so far, I've had different locticians, but this one's been the only one since I've been here. I plan on keeping her as my loctician. I mean, I love her work. I love what she does, and it's just real important to me that to have like one loctician. I mean, you understand that maybe if you're on the move and stuff and you just can't keep up with one person, but I think it's important to have one person to doing your hair and stuff like that. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, you did. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna let you go ahead. I don't remember what I was the second question that I asked, but I'm gonna go back again. Go ahead, Stanley. Do you know it? The question is, have you had your same consultant or loctician for who established your locks or not?
Yeah, I have the same loctician, and the other loctician is myself because there's like they have other people, but they're far from Fresno, so I would have to go to San Francisco or LA, and I think there's Modesto, so I didn't want to drive anywhere, so I just do it myself. She takes about 2 hours. Now, if I go longer, like 10 weeks, which I've done twice, that's like 3.5 hours. Yeah. And it's almost like a whole new installation. Your butt's numb, you're going through it. Like it's horrible. So I know. I was just like, ooh, let me not do this. But the gag is when I the reason why I even had to do it myself is because my loctician, she was so busy. So instead of having to go to LA, I just went onto Miss YouTube and I learned how to do it myself. And that was it. It was pretty easy. And what was the other question?
I think that was it for this right now. Then I'm gonna go back around with my next question. Eugene, you can go ahead and answer that question.
Yeah, I have another loctician now. The lady who does my hair now is not the same one who did my installation initially. And I had a couple of consultants too because I wanted to shop around and kind of get more information and kind of make the right decision for myself and whatnot. So I know that I can go to a couple of different people if need be. Eventually, I'd like to learn how to self-retie because, you know, it's just good to be able, say you have like a problem area, you need to just go real quick and just like retighten that sucker up real quick and not have to book an appointment or like neglect it and then it becomes a bigger problem because you waited to see a loctician. You know, I think it's very beneficial for people to learn how to do that. And I think I'm just kind of waiting till I get over the year mark until I feel comfortable that my hair is kind of like locked enough. So if I fuck up, like, you know, it won't just be just like a big puff now because it all unraveled. So I'm gonna definitely look into self-retie at some point. But to answer the question, yeah, I have another loctician who does my hair now.
Okay, thank you. The next question is two questions. One is, have you had any breakage or thinning with your locks? Also, do you use any type of essential oils or anything to keep your hair smelling good? The question actually from Violent is it customary to put fragrance in locks so they smell good? So those two questions, thinning and how to keep them smelling fresh.
I love to jump in to answer this one. I've actually have dealt with my brother locks thinning, and from my experience, it really has come from styling. So I braid my hair quite often. I may French braid it, or I may do a braid out, or get some other concoction done. If you go to my Instagram page, you'll see some of the interesting styles that I've done. My Instagram page is iamhuskybae. But all of the thinning that I've encountered has really been because of styling. And when that happens, when the lock gets thin, I actually have one in here now that I saw when I washed my hair a couple of hours ago. I was actually going to pull it off because it was so thin. I almost just said, just snatch it off. My thing is, it'll grow back. I'm healthy, it'll grow back. It's one of hundreds of locks. It'll grow back. I have dealt with my lock thinning kind of like at the base. And when that has happened in the past, typically my loctician may combine locks. And when she combines the locks, then it's kind of, when those instances happen, she'll combine a lock, and then after a certain point, I'll just cut one of those off, cut one of the hairs off the Siamese twin lock, so to speak. So that's pretty much what I deal with. I have pretty healthy hair. Locks break off all the time. I remember the first time I was combing through my hair, just doing like this, and a lock came out, and I freaked out, and I got over it because hair comes out all the time. It's just one lock out of hundreds. I think that was the only. I think there were two questions. I think I answered one of them. I can't remember. Forgive me.
I think that was the question.
Oh, the for fragrance,
oh,
essential oils.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, so in the hair oil that I made, my head to toe oil, I do use essential oils. I think it's perfectly fine to use essential oils in your hair. You don't want to use a lot, obviously, because essential oils are very concentrated. So if you're going to use essential oils, I suggest that you dilute them. If you do peppermint, if you do tea tree, if you do, one of my favorites is geranium oil. I love geranium oil because it's refreshing and it's also calming. So think about the oils that you're putting in if you're using essential oils. Fragrance oils, you may want to be conscious of the carrier oils. You may want to think if you have any skin sensitivities when it comes to putting essential oils that come in other carrier oils. So you may want to think about that. But I personally have no problem adding essential oil to my hair because I like my hair to smell wonderful.
So let me so yeah, to answer your question about the breakage, I have had that issue before. I've had issues like it would be like thin in the middle or something like that, and I've had, like when I lived in Texas, there was a time when my hair would break off, and what I would do, I would have like a Bible or something that I would just put all the ones that fell off inside, just so I can keep a hold of them. As far as that's concerned, I don't know if that's probably just split ends or dead hair, but that could probably be the reason as well. You asked about fragrance too, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So as far as fragrance is concerned, I haven't actually sprayed anything in my hair, but you actually all just gave me a good idea. I could probably find something like that to do. Give me any recommendations, and I would definitely be happy to do something like that. But I've never actually done that before, as far as any kind of fragrance or oil, anything to spray in it.
So you don't have any problems with any smells then?
Well, you talking about any problems with like sweet smells in the hair? I wouldn't have a problem with that.
No, I'm saying you don't have problems with your hair having a smell to it then, right?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, because I do wash my hair. I mean, contrary to the belief that people just have these misconceptions about locks. Oh, you're not supposed to wash them. Okay, it's hair. Why wouldn't you wash your hair? I mean, so. But yes, I do wash my hair.
I know that's right. Okay,
right.
Stanley.
I remember one time I was on an elevator at a hotel in Chicago with a friend of mine, and a white family got on the floor under me, and they stood behind us, and not a big deal. Next thing I know, the husband, father, and his family said, "Excuse me, how do you take care of that?" My first question is, who are you talking to? And if you're talking to me, what's that? Then I turned around and I ignored him for the rest of the ride.
Yeah, I mean, that, you know what? To me, it's like, and then if they don't do that, it's like they want to touch it and stuff.
Oh,
first of all, this is not a petting zoo, okay? I'm not some animal.
No, I'm not going to be touched. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. Do not touch me.
Yeah.
Don't touch my hair. I was in a bar one time, and a woman walked up to me, and it was a black woman. She was beautiful. She walked up, and she ran her fingers all through up in my hair. And I said to her, if I did that to your body, we would have a real big problem, wouldn't we? And she said we would. I said, think about that next time you talk, before you touch somebody. So I'm protective of myself. Don't touch me.
Period.
Yeah, don't touch me. If you don't ask and give me the opportunity, keep your ass and your hands back. I'm a real motherfucker when it comes to shit like that. I'm serious. I just am. I hate people touching me unless I want to be touched.
Well, I was in the break window. I was in Winco and some lady, she went and like touched my hair and then yanked on it. I was like, ooh. I was like, ooh, you're lucky I'm in a good mood today because so one of us will be going to the hospital. Whatever, but I'm just saying, yeah. So what was the question?
Like, where your hands been? Ray, I don't know where your hands been. You might have been digging in your behind or something like that. The hell is your problem?
Booty hands off my shit.
Real.
But it's the way she yanked it. It was like, is this real? Good. I'm like, no, you don't do that.
Snatched the grill right out. Just snatched the grill right out. What are you touching?
There has been another person too. They grabbed my hair and they went and ruffled it. And I was like, okay, let me ruffle your hair. And then they get offended. Like, why did they get offended?
No, they want to call the Me Too movement. Where's the Me Too movement for that?
Right?
Oh, allow you to touch people's hair? Seriously? Like I said, this is not a damn petting zoo. I'm not the latest attraction and all that. I mean,
yo, it is lit in this chat right now. Everyone is hot to trot. People are mad. I got something to say. Like, I'm ready to go fight somebody right now. Like, there's a whole conversation about ignorant ass people, ignorant ass white people in general, who have something to say about our hair. No, all right. Let me go on mute right now because I'm getting like really upset. Go ahead, Stanley.
Okay. I keep forgetting the questions though.
Have you had any thinning or breakage, and have you ever used any type of oils or sprays to make your hair smell good?
I do have this bottle I went to Target and bought. I don't know what it's called, but I spray it in my hair. It smells pretty good. I only bought it because I use rose water, and my friend said I smell like an old white woman. So I was so yeah, he was like, I don't like the smell of your hair. I was like, okay, well, you just told me that. So I'm like, who's going to tell me that next? But the other one that I have, it smells really good. I wish it's somewhere in my room. But, thinning. I do have a lock thinning. It's so sad. Let's see if I can find it. It's somewhere up here. It's actually not that bad, but she said that, let's see if you can see that. She said it's not that bad, but if it was thinner, that the hair is still connected to something. I don't know. She explained it, but she said if it's thinning really, really bad, she would have to reestablish the whole lock. And I was like, you know what? I'm not trying to go through it again, so it's whatever. And there was one more question, right?
Do you put anything in your hair to make it smell good?
Oh, when I started, I used to spray my hair with peppermint oil with water, like 3 drops or 5 drops. But that caused a lot of buildup. So I don't even put any oils in my hair anymore. I don't think it's worth it. And it's it's hard to even wash out because oil really like sinks in there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Eugene, what about you?
I'm kind of on the fence about putting anything in my hair right now, oil-wise. My loctician did give me this like bottle. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's like one of her friends like makes like oils and like moisturizers for hair. This is like, I don't even know who this is, Isabella Naturals. I don't think this is even in the stores, but I'm looking at the ingredient. I was turned off by the ingredients in here. There's like glycerin and all types of stuff I can't pronounce. So I don't really use this too much. If I do, this is a light spray for scent because it has like a nice lemon, kind of like fresh like lemon scent. But I don't really put too much stuff in my hair, really. Just not right now. Just don't think it's wise for me to put really oils in my hair right now. I think once it matures, I could probably look into oils right now. But it's as always so dicey the first 2 years, really, of the locking process. You want to be mindful of putting things in your hair that could possibly lead to buildup, or in my case, flaking, or even thinning. I don't necessarily have any thinning right now, but my hair is still trying to get into the teenage phase, I guess. Can we go back to talking about rude people again? Because there's this one person that really irks me, and she's like, So when I had traditional locks, it was all cool in the gang. It was cute. And then I took them off. And this lady came up to me. She was like one of my friends, or like, you know, a friend of a friend or whatever. She's like, "Oh, you got rid of your little braids, huh?" And it's like, no, bitch, like they're not little braids, all right? Like it was just so disrespectful.
Yep.
So now all of my friends now refer to my hair as little braids as a joke. And I don't think to this day this lady knows how much she pissed me off. Cause I see her around all the time in the scene. But it's just like there's so much microaggressions and so much misconceptions and ignorance that is in the community. Just our, day to day. And about our hair, you know what I mean? And like these are things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. People wanting to touch our hair, people wanting to, inquire. And I understand people, they don't know, so they try in their way of being curious, but like a lot of times it comes off like disrespectful and just not right. So I think having locks is definitely a testament to patience and understanding yourself and like being able to say, all right, I need to address certain situations maybe in a positive manner and like kind of educate people. We're on a platform now that we can educate people because sometimes you just get to the point where like you just want to just like go off on people, and we can't always do that. Sometimes we work in professional environments. We don't want to go to jail, because who's locking our hair in jail? Nobody. They braiding in jail. They're not locking in jail. So stop.
Or the hospital.
Stop the madness. I'm not trying to go to jail. So that's just something I thought about. Also, this is one other thing I want to bring up. And all right, so this is great that you decided to do this brother lock kind of like panel, because I think there's still this stigma really in the natural hair community amongst Black men really embracing and even getting anything other than traditional locks. When people look at Black men, we tend to be put into this like box and pigeonholed into certain hairstyles. And I think you look on YouTube, there's the ratio to men talking about their brother locks to ladies talking about their sister locks is definitely disproportionate. And I think that it's great that we're here talking about our locks being open and showing other people that, hey, if you're a dude, you can still get brother locks, sister locks, whatever. Don't feel that you can only get a certain thing because it might be look as some kind of way, So that's just something I really is my mission statement. As I'm starting to slowly get into content creating, is kind of letting people know that you can do whatever you want to do with your hair. You know what I mean? What your hair means to you is what it means to you. And don't be afraid to take chances. It's your hair. Don't let anyone tell you what you can and can't do because of gender norms or because of sexuality or because of XYZ. Bump that. So I really do appreciate this panel as being a step in the right direction on YouTube to let other Black men know, or men in general know, that you can get brother locks, you can get sister locks. Embrace your natural self, embrace your beauty. In whatever way you see that. So that's all I want to say about that.
Yes, I'm loving that. That's exactly what we're here for. Seriously.
That's real talk right there.
Right. We end the show. No.
Yeah, that's some real talk. Eugene, my man, for that one. That's like, don't touch me. I don't want you looking at me. But now you want to touch me. I mean, I don't know where your hands been. You might have been digging in your behind or digging other places which shall remain nameless, and then you want to come and touch. Oh, hell no! Stay away.
Like that sometimes it'd be like that. Like, get out of here. Dirty fingernails. Come on now. Come on.
I mean, and then it's like. I mean, you already deal with lice and stuff like. I can't think about that, man. And yeah, to add what you were saying about they used to us having certain hairstyles. So yeah, I was on once part of the perm community too. I used to have the perms and the conks and the curls and stuff. I used to think that way too, thinking that our hair left alone in its natural state was bad, but after seeing so many people with locks and seeing how locks are, I realized, our hair, I mean, I'm repeating myself, but our hair is beautiful, left alone in its natural state. So, but people really are fascinated. I mean, I've had people ask me, is that your real hair? Yeah. It's not weave? No, I don't do weave. Okay. I mean, all this is mine. And no, you
Okay,
cannot touch it.
got a few more questions. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was pretty much making my point, but Eugene here got me cracking up.
Okay. I'm just gonna go off some of the questions that some people put on the live. One question was, would you color your hair? Have you colored your hair? Another question was, how did you know when your locks were maturing? And when did you see budding? Have you ever noticed any bunching, slippage with your locks? Have any of your locks, I don't know if you have any funny stories about a lock falling off or not, or just all that.
I've had my locks again for 14 years, and I remember when I got them when I would go to Everett's Cornrows, which is a place that was predominantly frequented by women clients getting their locks done or getting braids or whatever. So I would see women come out all the time. You know, they got all this blonde hair, platinum blonde, strawberry blonde, 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 blonde. And I always wonder, like, how healthy is that? Like, you want this natural hairstyle, but then you dye your hair blonde. So I had that thought in my mind, right? And then years later, I saw someone who had like these really nice red locks. And she told me about the process she went through to get them. So I went to a colorist in my area, and I had to dye my hair. And then I had a demi put over the top of that to give it the red color. I posted a link to that in the live chat for anyone who's interested. But the red hair was like amazing. It was amazing. I had it like all in the front. It was like interweaved in. It was like a whole thing. It was bad. And I maintained it. I conditioned my hair. I kept my hair oiled. But then I noticed that one day I was washing my hair and I looked down and I saw a red lock in the bottom of the bathtub. Then I started noticing that all the colored locks that I had started falling out one by one. There was a whole summer where like the whole crown of my head I had like missing locks. So to anyone who's considering locking, I would warn against it, honestly. But that's just my experience. I would never color my hair again. I know from the sun and from, you know, I travel quite a bit. And I like to go to sunny places. So my hair gets sun bleached quite often. I'm like, you know, that's enough. Like, I'm not going to go through and peroxide and strip my hair of color. I don't think that is necessary. If you want to do all that, get a wig, get a lock wig. Don't purposefully damage your beautiful hair. Take it from me, been there, done that. I would never do it again.
Go.
Yeah.
Hey, you look like you're sideways there, Nita.
Okay, sorry.
It's
Go ahead,
sideways.
next person go. Next person go.
Question?
That would be Erin.
Oh.
Erin, go ahead, hon. Go ahead.
What was the question again?
Okay, let me go back. First, one person is Francie has been trying to ask about the ACV rinse. How did you, if you ever done it, how do you do it? What's your mixture for it? If you answer that question.
I'm not sure what an AC rinse is, but I have, like, there have been times when my loctician has like rinsed my hair and washed it before going through with the process, if that's what you're talking about. So yeah, that's about all I can say for that.
Okay, the other questions were, how did you know when your locks were mature? Have you ever had any fall off? And have you ever colored your locks or thought about coloring your locks?
No, I haven't thought. I have had the breakage. I have had the breakage before, and I have had them fall off. And I'm like, oh well, I'm sure something will grow back. I mean, even right now, as we're speaking, I have one that's barely hanging on for dear life. But as far as the question of coloring, no. That's a resounding no. I have not had the desire to dye them blonde, red, purple, blue, or any of the other colors of the rainbow, because it was just never me. I mean, I just keep it. I just love my hair the way the natural color it is. Was there a third part to that question?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think the
can you
other
hear me?
part was how did you know when your locks matured?
Oh, well, I guess when they were tight enough, when they were thick enough, and they didn't unravel, I pretty much knew then. And like I was saying before, the type of hair I have actual 4C hair, so my hair it's relatively easy for it to lock. Once my hair locks up, it stays that way.
Um, all right, I guess I'll just chat about hair color real quick. My hair right now is like, so I colored my hair before I got the Brother Locks installed. So and I got like a burgundy color on my loose natural hair. So at this point, 11 months later, the hair has since oxidized, and now it's like just whatever this copper tone color is, and my roots are just there. And at first, I was like, I wanted to color them like jet black and have it all one solid color. But I'm still not going to color my hair quite yet until I get the okay from my loctician. I've always colored my hair. I've always had crazy hairstyles. I mean, I've had relaxed hair before. I've had traditional locks. Like I love color. I love it as an expression of your creativity and stuff like that. But I think I've had enough mishaps with color to know to like chill out. Like let's be real. I don't want to mess up my locks I have right now. So I'm not really itching to color my hair. However, I'm seeing people use this like I don't know. Have you guys seen this thing on YouTube about this hair paint wax that people are using? A couple of Sisterlock people have been doing this recently, and they've been getting this like beeswax like hair thing, and it's like a color, and you apply it on, slap it on, and it runs on pretty nicely. I'm a little like iffy about that because I don't want to put wax in my hair, let alone beeswax. But apparently, like you put the color in, and there's not much transfer, and it washes off like that. So that's something to consider, I guess, maybe for people who are looking for a temporary hair situation, temporary hair color situation. I think it's a little risky with my hair because my locks are not matured at all, and I just don't want to impede the locking process. So that's just something I thought about. Something I was thinking about recently is like hair color and that hair paint wax that people are using. Then yeah, I don't know if there was another question, but let's come to hair color. I'm not quite there yet.
Your hair, you just got your locks recently, right? Because the next question was, have you seen any signs of budding? How do you know if your locks are maturing? And have you had any locks break off? That's what the question was.
Definitely some budding, locks breaking off. I mean, there'd be like little parts of the ends, like the other earlier today. I was playing with my hair and I felt like a little tip at the end, and it's just like little balls just like fell off, and I'm just thinking to myself, our hair sheds, in this natural state, hair is going to shed, and all the hair that we have when it's locked is trapped. So like I haven't experienced like a full lock like falling out or shedding or like slipping out, but every so often I'll run my hair through my head and I'll feel like a little piece of a little ball of hair fall out. I don't stress out about it because I know the integrity of the lock itself is still fine. Just like the ends, I guess, a little fuzzy sometimes. But I've brought this up to my loctician. She said there's nothing really to really worry about at the moment. Um, and so yeah, I mean, I'm still like looking forward to it maturing, but it's definitely not quite there yet.
Okay. Did everyone answer that question? Are we done with all those questions? I'm not sure.
It was something about budding, right?
Okay, go ahead, Stanley. And Stanley, I'm sorry, Stanley. Tiffany wants to know how long it takes for you to retighten your hair.
When I do it myself?
Yeah.
8 hours, 9. Now, the way how I do mine is I start from the bottom and then I work up like this. But if I have to go out or something, I just put a beanie on and you can't really tell. Or if I put my hair down, you can't tell that it's been retightened. And then I'll go back home and then finish it and then etc. etc. Oh, so budding. So I have had budding. I mean, I have had where there's budding at the ends of my hair and it'll just pop off. So I think that's the process. I didn't know they were supposed to fall off, but they tell you not to pull it. So I don't pull anything, but I know, I think my 3rd month of locks, I was in my room, like trying to put my, no, I think I was doing something like this, pulling through my hair, and like the end of it fell off. It was like the end, but it was just dead hair. So it was interesting, but I don't know what the other question was. I'm sorry.
That was it. I think. Have you ever had a lock fall off?
Oh, and we had another one about coloring. So in my first video, I did want to color my hair. I might still color my hair, but you know, when you color your hair's more dry and it's easy to pop off, and your locks are so thin as it is. So I'm not really sure I'm gonna do it. Maybe I'll do is it semi-permanent color or demi color or rinse? I'll probably do a rinse, but I don't know. And I'm looking at the chat right now, but I don't see no questions. Is she here still?
I don't know. I think so. I don't know if she like. Oh, it says she left this call, but she's coming back.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we can go to the next person if you're done. If right when a person is done, the next person can go right away. Okay, is everybody answered already?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we all answered. I think we did.
Okay, I got one more question for you, and then if you guys want to just tell a little bit about yourself, and if you have any situations with having locks or choosing locks with your family or your workplace, and what's your experience with changing your health or changing your mindset, or any changes do have occurred in your life since you had locks. So do you braid and bend? Has there been any changes in your life, health-wise, confidence-wise, workplace, family? We're going to start with Tafari.
All right. I don't think that people in my life necessarily changed or felt like I changed because I had my hair locked. I did have a partner previously who had an issue with my locked hair because at that time I was kind of going through a personal metamorphosis and exploring my identity as a Black man and as a Black man in the diaspora, and educating myself on African cultures throughout the world. And I guess at one point I became too Black for this partner, but that was my problem. I mean, that was her problem, not mine. So I moved on. From a professional standpoint, I worked for 15 years at the University of Michigan Health System. And during that whole time, I had my locks. I was nervous about what people would say when I first got them, because I didn't like talk to my boss, I'm going to get some locks. What do you think? I came to work the next day and I was like, you know what? I kind of don't give a fuck how y'all feel. And that's where I operate now, because as far as I'm concerned, if I can't be my whole self in your place, or in, you know, as an employee, then I don't need to be there. And that's just how I operate, period. So I don't get nervous when I've gone on job interviews about my long hair. My long hair is my long hair. But my long hair is also covering up the fact that I have a couple of degrees. I have years of experience, and I'm just fucking amazing. But with that said, now I'm outside of the corporate world and I function as a full-time artist. So when people see me, it's just part and parcel I'm an artist. I'm artsy. I have long hair, and it's fucking amazing. And if you don't like it, you got to figure out how you're going to deal with it.
Okay. I know that's right.
I mean, it's just honest. I mean, we can't go to work or can't go to school without being harassed because we have an afro. We can't go to work or school and worry. We go to work and school and worry about being harassed if we have braids, whether you're a boy or you're a girl. You can't go to school if you have certain part in your hair. So it's like it really doesn't matter how our hair is styled. It's too black, period, for white environments. And it may be too black for white-oriented Negroes who can't process and think outside of their own black box and recognize that the world is bigger than having creamy crack or a ball fade or even a fucked up fade.
I know that's real right there. And I just wanted to say that I myself was once a victim of the perms and the conks and stuff because I too had this westernized European mindset. But come to realize that we are some beautiful people. As a matter of fact, they're trying to be us. I mean, there was a time when they looked down on our braids and extensions. And then you see Bo Derek sporting braids in this movie called Hang Ten or something. It came out in the 70s. I'm probably telling my age, but anyway, but everything that they've told us about us, our features, has all been a lie. And I've learned to embrace my natural hair, and I'm loving it. I've had moments where I've cut my hair because of a job and stuff, but when I looked around and see that there was white guys and Hispanic guys with their long hair and stuff, I'm like, oh, but they want to sit up there and talk about me because I have my locks. Man, I'm growing my hair right back. And as you all can see, I'm on my way to work right now, and yes, I still have my locks because the texture of my hair shouldn't have nothing to do with my work performance. And that, to me, that's the excuse. I mean, even right now, they're making black children cut their hair, and that's not right. I don't think it's fair. They're making black children cut their hair as if it's going to be some kind of hindrance to their learning, when we're the ones who taught civilization. We're the ones who gave civilization what they have now. So my word is, everyone embrace your hair, because you know what? The reason why our sisters even today are sporting these weaves and stuff, because they too have been lied to and told that European beauty standards is the norm, when in actuality they're looking to us for beauty standards. So they put the wool over our eyes. So we need to embrace ourselves, embrace each other, and embrace our culture. So I'm all for that.
Yes. All right, Stanley.
Okay, so about professionalism with the hair, I could care less. I'm still gonna go to work somewhere. Now, I do remember before I got my locks, I worked at this casino, and I asked my manager, I was like, would you have hired me if I had dreadlocks or if I had longer hair? And she said no. And I was like, why? She was like, because it's not professional. It's not cute. But she was black herself. And I was like, that is so rude. Like, just because you have what they like to call the good hair and you're Indian and you have all that stuff and, you know, you have a loose textured hair, you can't just discriminate against someone else's hair because you feel like your hair is better. So that was another reason for me to grow my hair out. The jobs that keep telling you you can't do this, you can't do this, but then you have Jeffrey over here with long hair and your hair is a problem. It's like, that's so rude. That's not right. But I did tell my bosses that I was getting locks, and when they saw my locks, they're like, oh, I've never seen those locks before. And I was like, yeah, these are called sister locks, brother locks, whatever. They're like really tiny locks. They're like, okay, that's cool. They didn't trip about it. They didn't care. So, and what has changed about my life, I would say I have became a little bit more hippie-ish, if you can say that. I'm about natural things now. I don't like chemicals. I don't like doing unnecessary like stuff. Like I even get like natural soap. Like I've never even thought about getting natural soap until I had locks. So I do all that. I don't know. What other question was? What was the other question? You said professionalism of what people thought about your hair and something else? Hello?
Yeah, I don't know if there was another question. Was there?
I think it was something about your hair, like obviously about your hair, but it was about how's it out for the workplace. Oh, and the reason why you chose these certain locks, was that it?
You can start with that though. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the reason why I chose these locks is because so I'm a voguer, and and in voguing, they have some people have long hair, so you can use your hair as an element. Now with traditional locks, I knew friends that had traditional locks and their hair was so heavy that when you do a hair flip, it goes boom, not click, 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 boom. So I was like, I need something that can move a little bit, a little body. That's the main reason why I chose the brother locks, because I really wanted the fluidity of the locks. It's very like natural, loose flowing hair. That's what I loved about the micro locks.
Okay, please go to the next person without me.
So, the first question about professionalism with the hair. My current job, I've always kind of worked in like the arts and like media, like music. So that really never necessarily was an issue because I straight up came to work from having like a little afro puff to having like locks, and I was just like, it is what it is, and no one said a word, and I waited for someone to say something. So that didn't happen. Where I'm at right now, it's not a problem. I do know a lot of people who get a lot of like pushback from having dreads from other people of color, which is very sad and unfortunate. Um, but for me, I haven't had an issue with it, and I just better not, because point blank, period, there's going to be a problem. Like, let's not. I'm not having issues in the workplace with my hair, and I think that it's really unfortunate and sad that this is happening to people, to kids, especially kids who can't go to school without someone telling them that their hair is not good enough. I think that's disgusting. Um, what about for me? Nothing's really changed me as a person with my hair. I guess I would echo the sentiment of like being a little conscious about products that you put in your hair, being a little bit more healthy in your choices of like, you don't want to be putting all this chemical stuff on your body. It's not really good. It's not really conducive to natural and healthy hair growth. So that's definitely been an eye opener for me. Um, I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, my partner is vegan, so I'm not vegan per se, but we eat a lot of healthy foods together. He constantly cooks food that's like really healthy. And like I think as a person now, as I'm mature and get older, I just don't have a desire to like pig out and like eat the worst stuff. I just want to be able to take care of my body, take care of my hair, take care of my mind. Um, I'm trying to think if there's another question. But no, I mean, I love my brother Locs, and I think that the only issue I ever had again were just people just being just ignorant about my hair and like how to approach a conversation with me about my hair. But that's the only issues I've ever had, and it hasn't been in the workplace, thankfully. So, um, so that's it. I think I have to say about my hair right now.
I really want to thank everyone for coming on the live. If everyone just want to go back, did you get to say your what you need to say? Everybody get a chance to say it, right?
Yep, I'm good.
To make sure.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so
I really
if
enjoyed this
everybody want
too.
to go back, yeah, everybody want to just go back around the sides and how everybody can connect or contact you, and then we'll be closing out the live. I really appreciate everybody who came in, who asked questions, who participated. There is going to be another live Wednesday night at the same time, 7 o'clock p.m. Central, with another set of brothers with locks. a whole new set of people on the panel on Wednesday. So come back on Wednesday and check out that live.
All right.
Okay.
My name is Eugene Green. I could be found Crooklyn_County on Instagram and YouTube. I'm just getting into video content creation. So I have one video up from last year, and I just got my Brother Locs done. And like, I'm afraid to even watch it again because I'm gonna be like really embarrassed. So like, I'm hoping my next videos would be cute and fun and like not what that first video is. So thanks for having me, and us brothers, we got a lot to say. So look out. So thank you so much.
Yeah, my name is
Thank
Erin
you,
Collins.
Eugene, for coming.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, so I'm Erin Collins. I can be found on YouTube at The Real Erin Collins. I put out some good content. I'll try to educate and just have fun with the people, show compassion and all. I could be on Facebook at Erin the High Priest, Twitter at Erin the Saved One, and also on Instagram at Erin Collins 27. This is beautiful. I was nervous at first, but this turned out to be really fun. I mean, I enjoy stuff like this. I appreciate it. Sister Locker, Nita, appreciated you reaching out to me, and this is beautiful. This is just fun. We should be able to embrace and enjoy one another naturally, because as far as I'm concerned, we do have good hair, because our hair is just as good as anyone else's.
And I, again, Tafari Stevenson-Howard. On Instagram, you can find me at iamhuskybae. Bae is B-A-E. On Twitter, I am found at just Husky Bae. That's at Husky Bae. Again, Bae is B-A-E. And I'm also reachable for my website, which is photographybytafari.com. Reach out, connect. I love chatting with my online friends and community. If you have questions about my hair process, what I've been through, thoughts, or whatever, feel free to hit me up. I'll definitely respond.
All right, and then my handles are Stan Barley, StanBarley. I don't really post anything on Instagram very much, but I am trying to post more on YouTube. I figured out my computer situation, so I'm gonna be changing that this year. But yes, thank you guys for having me on here. It was cute. It was lit.
Thanks for coming, Stanley. And I think that was everyone, right? So I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined the live tonight. I really appreciate you coming out and commenting. I hope you subscribe and like this live. And I hope you go and check out these men on their platform, their social media handles. I was really thankful, and I really appreciate you for coming out and joining us. And I appreciate you for joining the panel and accepting my requests. I didn't know if you were going to do it, so I thank you for that. All of your locks are wonderfully maintained, and they look good. So thanks again.
Thank you so much, y'all. You guys are amazing. Nice to meet you guys. Good to have new friends now.
All right, yeah.
All right, have a good night, everyone.
All right, y'all.
Hey, drinks on Eugene.
Yeah, y'all crazy. We'll do this same time, same place next week.
Okay, it's off. The live is off.
All right, that was really fun.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
That was fun. Now I gotta go cook my dinner.
You gonna cook your dinner? Yes.
Well,